You're grinding every day. Long hours, no backup, no accountability. That ends now. The Empower Solopreneur Mastermind gives you one simple advantage: a weekly power session that turns isolation into domination. Every Friday morning on Zoom, you'll get real coaching and real feedback to make real moves. Join a group of driven professionals in a program designed for solopreneurs and people working at home. Stop getting stuck. Start scaling. Seats are limited. Lock in yours today at modernobserver.com/empower-mastermind.
Iran talks canceled. The Supreme Court hears arguments over transgender athletes. Inflation holds steady, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Trump canceled all meetings with Iranian officials on Tuesday and urged protesters to take over the country's institutions, saying help is on the way, as the death toll from anti-government demonstrations reached at least 2,000. The president wrote on Truth Social that those responsible for killing demonstrators will pay a big price, while his national security team met Tuesday morning to discuss options. Iran has imposed a nationwide internet shutdown that has cut 98.5% of traffic and is systematically crippling the Starlink satellite internet service by using military-grade jammers, reducing performance by up to 80% in parts of the country. Protests have now spread to 606 locations across all 31 Iranian provinces, with more than 10,700 people arrested. The Trump administration is ending temporary protected status for several thousand Somalian refugees living in the U.S. in the wake of a $9 billion fraud operation allegedly perpetrated by Somalis in Minnesota. Somali migrants with TPS must leave the country by March 17th, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told Fox News yesterday. The U.S. Supreme Court seems likely to uphold state laws barring transgender girls and women from playing on school athletic teams after arguments Tuesday on two cases pertaining to students at the K-12 and college level. Lower courts ruled for the transgender athletes who challenged the state bans in Idaho and West Virginia, two of more than 24 Republican-led states to pass such restrictions. Nonetheless, the conservative-dominated Supreme Court gave no indication after over 3 hours of arguments that it would follow suit. Instead, at least 5 of the 6 conservatives on the 9-member court indicated they would rule that the laws don't violate either the Constitution or the landmark Title IX law, which prohibits discrimination in education and has produced dramatic growth in girls' and women's sports. Bill and Hillary Clinton may be held in contempt of Congress for refusing to testify in a House Epstein probe, according to James Comer, the Kentucky Republican leading the investigation. "We have tried to give you the little information we have," the Clintons wrote in a letter to Comer. "No one's accusing Bill Clinton of anything, any wrongdoing," Comer told reporters yesterday. "We just have questions." Inflation held steady at 2.7% to end 2025. Consumer prices rose 2.7% in December, virtually unchanged from November and roughly in line with analysts' expectations, per the latest readings from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Inflation was helped by falling used car and truck prices, but rising grocery costs prevented the rate from making more progress towards the Fed 2% target. Food prices spiked 0.7% in December. Compared to the same period in 2024, food prices were up by 3.1%. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has previously said he expects the peak impact of tariffs to show up in the first quarter of this year. Dilbert cartoonist Scott Adams has died at the age of 68, his former wife announced on his show, Real Coffee with Scott Adams, Tuesday morning. He's not with us anymore, Shelley Miles told listeners. Earlier this month, Adams shared a health update on the podcast. I talked to my radiologist yesterday, and it's all bad news. The odds of me recovering are essentially zero, he said. I'll give you any updates if that changes, but it won't. Adams first announced his prostate cancer diagnosis on his show in May, saying that he was in pain every day and had been using a walker for months. That's the Raw Naked Truth for January 14th, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.